At one point, I had hundreds of friends on social media, and yet I felt completely alone. I'd spend hours watching strangers live their best lives while I sat there comparing, scrolling, and waiting for likes from people I didn't even talk to. And one night during COVID, I just deleted everything. No announcement, no taking a break post, just gone. And that one decision changed my life. Now, this isn't one of those I hate technology videos. I work in tech, I love YouTube, and I'm just like all of you. But I also know what it's like to be buried in comparison, stuck in endless scrolling, and to be measuring my self-worth of people who don't even know me. So today I want to tell you about how deleting social media made me live intentionally, think clearly, and help me become the person I wanted to be. My only hope for this video is to hopefully get you thinking about why you might want to consider doing the same. My story with social media starts back in middle school, just when Instagram and Snapchat were becoming really big and almost everyone had an iPhone. At the time, I was just a nerdy kid into Pokemon who was overweight, and I obviously didn't fit in with the cool kids that would post pictures of their perfect lives online. Every time I would open social media apps, it felt like a reminder that I was not enough. I wasn't enough because I didn't want to post pictures of myself online. I didn't want to post pictures of myself or vacation photos or anything of the sorts. And honestly, I just wasn't into pretending like most of the other people on there posting their perfect lives when we all know that the things behind the scenes are not as rosy as they always seem. Despite that, I would continue to keep the apps anyways, and then I would routinely delete them, and then I would keep them just like everyone else. Deep down, even as a youngster, I knew that social media wasn't great for me, but at the time, I wanted to fit in and I didn't really feel like I had another option. But in many ways, COVID was the turning point. During COVID, I had a lot of time to sit with myself and my thoughts and my smartphone. It was during this time that I spent hours of my life doomlessly and aimlessly scrolling through social media apps like TikTok, watching everybody else live their best life. And this best life was watching people that I barely knew or had very little connection with posting the highlights of their life online. And this made me realize something that was extremely uncomfortable and kind of hard to admit at the time. A lot of the people that I was friends with didn't matter to me, and I likely didn't matter to them. I realized that my real friends weren't defined by either Instagram likes or Facebook likes, though they were the people that I called and spent every night with on Discord. My real friends were also the ones who would check in on me when things got rough. And yet I was spending so much energy on strangers online, all while being very, very well aware of the amount of screen time I was racking up by doom scrolling on all of these apps. Because I was previously a professional competitive Pokemon player, I had hundreds and hundreds of followers on various social media accounts. Get likes, comments, and reactions from plenty of people who I have either met once or twice or had never met at all. But I wasn't actually talking to any of them. All of these things were just noise, an illusion of being connected, all the while I sat in my room alone, wondering why I felt so alone. And that's when I realized there was a truth that I really needed to accept. Just because someone follows you doesn't mean that they know you. Just because someone likes your post does not mean that they support you. And after realizing these things, I decided it was time to finally hit delete forever. Just because someone is your friend online does not mean that they are your friend offline. I remember it very clearly. It was one night during COVID and I was just tired. Tired of scrolling, tired of caring, tired of feeling like I wasn't enough online. So for that reason, I went completely cold turkey. I didn't just delete the apps, I completely deleted my accounts. I wanted to do this because I didn't want to have a way back. By deleting the accounts, I knew that I was going to be permanently severing ties to all of the social media accounts that I had. And I told myself that by doing this, if someone really wanted to stay in my life, they would figure out a way to get in contact with me. And if I really wanted someone else in my life, I already had their phone number. And here's the crazy thing that happened after I deleted all my social media accounts. Absolutely nothing. Nothing happened. Most people didn't reach out. Most of them already had my phone number if they did realize that something was different. And the reason? Because none of it was real to begin with. The biggest thing that I gained by doing this was time, clarity, and focus. First few days of not having social media were extremely weird. I would intuitively grab my phone and then realize that there was nothing to scroll on. This had me in a lot of situations where I had the phantom phone vibrate, where I thought my phone was vibrating and it just wasn't. Eventually, something really, really amazing happened. I got my mind back. I started reading more, I started to think clearer, and I started to hold conversations without checking my phone every 5 minutes. Instead of watching people live their lives, I started to live my life. Instead of comparing and consuming, I started to create. Instead of chasing validation, I decided to start building skills of my own. Financial literacy, self-discipline, and business fundamentals. All of this stuff helps me go from consuming to construction, and that just changed everything. What I realized through all of this is that social media platforms are not just a neutral thing. They are constructed and engineered to get you addicted and to keep you on the platforms. Everything down to the color of the buttons and the ways that the screens are laid out is all just to get you hooked. Social media apps don't exist to foster connection. They exist to monetize your time, focus, and addiction. They not only win when you lose focus, but they also monetize you when you feel insecure. The problem isn't you. Most people have social media accounts and are totally into them. It's not you, it's the system. The system fosters comparison, performative culture, and constant dopamine hits to get you on the platform. Once you realize that, you can choose to opt out. So this is what I do instead. I don't live off the grid. I'm not some random nomad. These are just the ways that I live my life and some of the things that I realized are great about not having social media. Still use YouTube and I still watch videos, but now I start to consume content with purpose. I decided to replace social media with deep work on myself. I like to read books, I like to have real conversations with people, and I like to build businesses with all of the time that I have back. If I want to connect with someone, I'll just text them or call them. If I want to learn, I will read a book or I'll intentionally search on YouTube for a topic. If I'm ever bored, I'll just journal or I'll go for a walk. When I had social media, the silence of not always having something going on used to scare me. But now I actually really crave the silence of not having something just pinging my attention all the time. I really want to highlight the case for intentional living because your 20s are far too valuable to spend all of that time just watching other people live their life. You don't have to delete all the social media apps forever, but you should ask yourself when you are scrolling, what am I giving up by scrolling right now? Are you giving up your goals? Are you giving up your future? Are you giving up your time? Living intentionally does not mean being perfect. It just means being intentional about where you decide to put your time, energy, and focus. And because you're doing it not because an algorithm told you to. Which is ironic because it's totally possible that an algorithm is giving you this video, which in that case is great because I hope that you take away something from this video that can really help you live intentionally. So with that, here's my challenge to you, the viewer. Take a week off from social media. Delete the apps. Don't tell anyone, just delete them. And by doing this, you don't have to delete the accounts in the same way I do, just remove the apps themselves. And when you do this, start to pay attention to what happens to your mind, and to your energy, and to your clarity. By doing that, I hope that it gives you a different taste of what life could be like without social media. And if this is the type of content that you're interested in, you should subscribe, because here on the Will Jenkins YouTube channel, we talk about intentional living, personal finance, travel, and much more. I make videos for people who want to live differently, not for likes, but for purpose. If you've ever thought about quitting social media, then tell me about it in the comments below. And if you have, do the same thing. With that out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next video. See ya.